glad you could come in with us today.
You're welcome.
Could you please state your name for the record?
For the record, you sound like a police officer. My name's Steven. They call me GA, Godz and all that. Or Godz, either one.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
It seems though you're an up-and-coming a rapper.
I want to say a rapper. I'm an artist. I tell a story through music. So basically, I'm not a rapper. I'm too old for that.
God?
Of course, I believe in God. Yes, sir. Most definitely.
And what's your denomination?
Denomination? I don't have a denomination. Denomination? No, I don't have a denomination. You bugging.
Do you believe in angels and demons?
Yes, sir. I believe in angels and demons. I believe in things you can see that you can't see through the naked eye, but you can see them through different types of other means like microscopes and spiritual eyes. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm only asking because there are some of us that think that religion is a fairy tale designed to control the population of people, the mass.
Some of us that believe. So you believe that?
For instance, hell, the description of a fire that burns for eternity, devouring and tormenting souls of the wicked. Do you actually believe in hell, like a fire that can burn forever like that and just devour souls?
Yes, sir. I believe in a fire that can burn forever. You believe in the sun, right? It's iron, magnesium, sulfate, and all that, and it's been burning since the beginning of time. So why wouldn't I believe in a fire that burns forever? Yes, sir. I believe a fire can burn forever.
Never really considered that way. It's very interesting.
If you don't mind, could we rewind this for a minute and let me explain something to you, because I kind of feel uncomfortable with that question. There are some of us that believe that people use religion to control the mass. Like, I could tell this interview probably finna get into something a little off balance. You know what I mean? I don't want you to be able to use this little interview to try to discourage people from their faith or their religious walk or whatever with God or Jesus or Allah, Buddha, Hinduism, or whatever type of religion somebody going through. I don't want you to be able to use this interview to try to discourage people. So let me rewind this interview and go back to a question you asked me, because you're going too fast. You asked me questions you trying to skip through. I guess that's how they do it in CNN and NBC and Fox and all that. They ask questions real fast so they get their point across, and then the person that's doing the interview, the interviewee, sitting there looking crazy. So before that happened to me, let me rewind this back to a question you asked me and let me explain everything thoroughly and slow so people can understand it. One of the questions you asked, you said, do I believe in angels and demons? And I answered these questions, but I'm going to give them a detailed answer. You asked me if I believe in angels and demons, and I remember when I was 5, maybe 6 years old, I used to have migraine headaches, and my mother took me to the hospital. I'd never seen it on TV. I'd never been in the hospital before. Nobody never told me what to expect when I went in the hospital, but I went inside the hospital. This don't have much to do with angels and demons, but when I walked inside the hospital, I remember seeing people with gloves and masks on. When I first seen it, it was peculiar. It was out of my element, strange. I'm like, what is this? I'm pretty sure somebody else done went to the hospital their first time. Was like, oh my God, these people crazy, walking around with masks and gloves on. Because of first sight, you would think, why would you be walking around like that? But because they understand science and they understand medicine and the medical field, they know that there's things that you can't see with the naked eye. So they understand that it's pathogens and germs and stuff that can't be seen with the naked eye, but can still affect the body in different ways. So me, I look at angels and demons like a person, a scientist would look at pathogens and germs and different things like that. I look at it as, it's stuff you can't see without a microscope, and it's stuff that you can't see without a spiritual eye. Spiritual things you can't see without a spiritual eye, and there's other things, scientific things you can't see without a microscope. So I believe in the unseen and stuff being there that you can't see, and it affects you in different ways. I believe that. And then you said that religion, there are some of us that believe religion was created to control the mass of people. And I agree with you 100%. Different religions were formed for different reasons, and some people took religions that had a deep meaning that was just a fact of history, and they took it and manipulated it so it fit their time and to control people, maybe, because there's the way people, that's how people do. They do that now. The president now, they do the same thing. So do I believe that? In some instances, yes. And then you went to this, then you jump from there to a fire, sarcastically, there's a fire. Do you believe that there's a fire that can just burn and never disintegrate? Well, again, the sun is iron, magnesium, sulfur, and helium, and all that up in the sky. And they say gases that's been burning since the beginning of time and never disintegrated. And iron is part of that element. and it never burnt out. So yes, I believe that there's a fire that can be somewhere and it can consume something. Like the iron has been consumed by the fire and it had never went out. And I believe that a soul can be consumed by fire and never go out, because the same context. So I take the scientific context of the sun and I apply it toward the same spiritual concept as I would hell. So yes, sir, I believe that it's a fire that can burn out. So before we get into this, deep into this interview, and you start trying to manipulate my words or manipulate the stuff so you could dissuade people from religion and have people thinking that it's not real, then I think we should just end this interview right here. Thank you very much for your time.